So you can access your body on a deeper level and find out what the body needs, how the body feels. You can access your mind to find out what are the beliefs and the patterns that I'm repeating in my life regarding the middle age, how I saw my mother, how I saw my grandmother, what I learned from them. Is this appropriate for me or not in this moment? What I inherited, like where is the place of the woman in this world?
I'm Ann Marie McQueen, journalist and proud 50-ish woman, and we are here looking for the true truth in perimenopause, menopause, midlife, and beyond.
Opening our minds to other possibilities is not always easy.
Hotflash Inc.
You're all woman to me. All right, Ann Marie.
A little bit of a different podcast today. I recorded this several years ago when I was going through menopause and having a very hard time. I had a session on Family Constellation with Laura Ghita, who is a practitioner from Romania who happened to be in Dubai at Seva Wellness. And normally you do family constellation with other people, but I did it by myself. And this was a really, really interesting thing that I did. And it really helped me understand quite a few things about myself that you'll hear me explain. It also got me thinking about generational trauma. I used to think that was ridiculous until I had this session, and I think you'll hear why. So I hope that you enjoy this interview that I did with Laura right after I had the session to kind of wrap your head around this. So the first part of this is a section where I ask Laura how this can help women in perimenopause and menopause. And then I go into the interview that I did after my own session, which honestly was so incredibly powerful. I was always interested in family constellation, but I never understood it. So enjoy. Okay, so I'm with Laura Ghita, and I'm asking what family constellation can do for women in midlife.
It can help us a lot because working in family constellation, you access levels of understanding and knowing that you are not aware of yet. Like you can connect with your body deeper, and you can find out what this body needs, what this body wants right now. The body knows, but we cannot understand what the body is signaling us. So you can access your body on a deeper level and find out what the body needs, how the body feels. You can access your mind to find out what are the beliefs and the patterns that I'm repeating in my life regarding the middle age, how I saw my mother, how I saw my grandmother, what I learned from them. Is this appropriate for me or not in this moment? What I inherited, like where is the place of the woman in this world? So this is a big subject. And is this appropriate for my life and in my family now? So you can work in constellation, systemic family constellation work, and you can rearrange this, adjust this to be appropriate for your personal and day-to-day life in this moment. Then what you can do more? You can also find which is the most appropriate way to approach your life in this period.
And you said it helps you organize your energy and feel your energy and start to feel how you feel
in
your body.
Yes, how you feel in your body, how the body is feeling. Because I can say I feel in my body well, but the body is tension somehow, somewhere, and paying attention to your body is very important. Also, you know that there are a lot of external information coming from outside of us, different kind of pills, medicine, solutions. But my body will tell me, is this good for me or no? So you can verify this by working in constellation or also.
And you have been through menopause. You're 61. You do not look 61. So tell us what it's like on the other side.
Yeah. At the beginning was hard, but on the other side it's amazing, just because you don't really care. When you are younger, somebody else to say, okay, I see you, I understand you, I can validate you. No, you don't expect anybody to say this to you. You just know who you are. This is maybe for all of us that did a lot of work, inner work, searching for who I am, what is happening with me, what I have to do, what I don't have to do, what I have to let go. So it's about this kind of journey. And in the end, when you are touching a certain age, you can stand up for yourself easier. Not stand up to fight for yourself, but stand up to say, I am who I am. And I see you all and I honor you all as you are in this moment.
So I just had a session in Family Constellation Therapy, and now I'm going to ask Laura all about it. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me. And this is the truth. You cannot know this modality, this therapy, until you don't experience it. So it doesn't matter how much you read about, it doesn't matter how much somebody is explaining you about this therapy, you cannot really get it. You cannot really, until you feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard about it for years. I'm at Civil Wellness, and that's where we've done it. And you come from Romania to do these sessions on and off. I've heard about it for years, and I've thought different things. Like, that sounds really wacky, because you can do it individually, or you do it in groups. And I know in the groups, like, I knew it was about your ancestors. I knew that in groups people would take on the role of your ancestor. And then that just seemed like role playing and really weird. And I wasn't sure about it at all. I would like to try it now that I've done that. And I had no idea what to expect. So it was really interesting and really powerful. And I don't know if I'll talk about it, but I said to you, I understand that this is about almost organizing and understanding the energy we contain within us from our ancestors.
Yes, because this universe, I don't know, it's my perception in this moment, but I do believe that in this universe is organized outside and inside of us in the same way. So it's about the energies, and I am part of my family system. So even if I am part of my family system as an individual, I am also part in this whole system. So whatever is happening in my family system is happening in myself also. And every movement that is happening inside of me, every change that I make in my life, or I make in my life, every step that I step towards myself or to increase my awareness, it will affect my family system, all the members of the family, because we are all connected in this huge energy field, consciousness, and we are created as beings in relationship. We cannot live without relationships. And even if we are aware or we don't, or we are not aware of a certain level of this connection, the connection is there and is there from the beginning of this creation, I do believe, because I'm not disconnected. My mind beliefs has an illusionary belief that I'm disconnected with my mind. But my soul, my deeper parts, the deeper parts in myself are connected with my mother, my father, my siblings, all my family members. This nature, everything is connected with us. It's just that we have to remember this. But it's not enough if we are talking about this and we remember, and the mind is saying, okay, I understand, we are all connected. It's not enough. What is happening in constellation work, in systemic constellation work, is happening that we really feel with all it comes this acknowledgement and this knowing of, yes, I'm connected. It goes through the physical body, the emotional body, the mind body, and I don't know, whatever body we have. We don't really know.
Well, that was the difference is that, first of all, a lot of healing is very solitary. You do it, say you're with a therapist, it's you and the therapist, or say it's Reiki, you work with the Reiki master, or any other kind. It is very solitary. And then I guess you're supposed to go and deal with those relationships with the knowledge that you gained. But this, not only does it take into account all those relationships, it helps you feel the energy. Can you just speak a little bit about that? Because you actually had me stand at a place and say, feel that energy. And of course, you have to accept that there is that energy there. I mean, a certain kind of person is going to roll their eyes and not listen to any of this. But if you accept that there is energy, so you had me stand in a place. You did a blind session. So
Yes.
please explain that a little bit, rather than having a person across from me who I knew was my great grandmother.
Mhm. If we want or we don't want to accept, anyway, the physics are saying us, the quantum physics is saying us, we are here in this world in a vast, spacious field of energy, quantum energy. Everything is energy, everything is vibration. We are all together in this soup of energy. So, we believe or not, but we are here. Then there are another area of science, epigenetics, they had studied this. They start to discover, I think, in 70s that yes, we have in our genes, our genetic, our biological inheritance, but still we do have also the information that are coming from their experience, from my parents' experience, from my grandparents, from my ancestor experience. Whatever they encounter, bad or good, with our mind understanding of bad or good, traumas, pain, but also resources, also knowledge, also skills to overcome the experiences, also wisdom, all of them are also in this, I don't know, a part of the genetic system of ours. So it is imprinted in my body also. So it is around us, in us, also in our physical body. So that's why when we allow ourselves, and what we do in constellation is that we go there with certain intention. I allow myself intentionally, I open myself and I allow myself to be curious, to find out what is there, what, why my issue is still in my life, even if I work a lot on this issue. What is happening with me? Why I still have some patterns and some behaviors that I know that I have from my parents or from my grandparents. And so if we go to the field and we allow ourselves to be guided by this field, because we already are in this field, we already are guided, but we are not listening to this guidance. But in constellation, we go there and we say, okay, I intentionally, I consciously allow myself to feel and to see what is happening here and to get another level of understanding. Because I love this work because you get it with your body, because you stay in um, the energy of a person or a principal or a company or a department. We can work everything. you stay in the energy and you allow your body to tell you how it feels in the body, then you allow yourself to pay attention to the emotions that are coming. And then you allow yourself to pay attention to the thoughts that are coming, to the information that are coming through your mind. So you have all this package of different kind of information. And also you will have confirmation from the other members of the constellation. Like if you are one-to-one, you will have confirmation from the facilitator, but if you are in a group, you will have confirmations from all the members of the group that are involved in the constellation.
Okay. And I feel like, so you put some numbers on some pieces of paper and then told me to arrange them. And then I stood near them. And then you were asking me how I felt. And the first time I was like, I don't think this is going to be, I don't think I can do this because I don't feel anything. This feels weird. And is she going to expect me to feel something? And what if I don't feel something? And
It's in the mind.
right, this is normal.
Yeah, it's normal. Yeah, it's normal.
Do most people get past that feeling? You know, feeling when you tried all your health trends, but you're still tired, foggy, or just not yourself? It's not your fault. True health starts deeper at the cellular level. Enter the first ever longevity gummies powered by MitoPure. They're the only clinically proven urothalin A gummies designed to recharge your cells, boost energy, help you feel strong and vibrant from the inside out. They taste great. I've tried them. They're vegan and clean. And MitoPure's own testing shows they can add up to 12% more muscle strength in just 16 weeks. It's like giving your body a daily cellular tune-up. If you want to feel energized now and as you age, click the link to timeline.com in the show notes and use my code HOTFLASH for 20% off your first order. That's timeline.com and code HOTFLASH for 20% off your first order.
Yes. And sometimes, for example, back home I have groups. So in the group, people that are new are staying in the room. And if they are not asked from the beginning to participate in the constellation, they are staying and they are saying it's a drama here. It's a play role. It's a bad play role.
Yeah.
You know? But as soon as you
Like, this
start-
is a joke. They don't want to do it.
a
It's like role
Yeah.
playing. That's what
yeah,
you're playing.
yeah.
Yeah, I get you. That's what your mind kicks up initially. Like, what is this? I don't like games. So the my brain runs right away. Like, I
Yes,
don't want to do
yes,
this. Why did I
also.
come and do this? Yeah.
Yeah, and as soon as you step into a representation and you feel what you feel, then you will. I had somebody who said, "Oh, so this is serious." This is kind of serious things.
That's exactly how I felt, because once I let myself feel it, then. So I did some crying, and I think that was when I was really like, okay, like once I started to feel the feelings, and I did some crying, and then later you told me it was my great grandmother, who I haven't thought about until recently. And just because, as I was telling you, I lost my mom early and my grandmother died early, and I've been wondering, did my great grandmother, how long did she live? I need to ask my dad about that. And so there was a lot of emotion there. What was going on there? Because I told you she came over from England to Canada, and you said, Trump.
Yes. You know, lately people start to get scared of the word trauma.
Yeah. It's overused.
But yes, it's overused. But we have to admit that behind that, we do have our little traumas. Yeah, they are there. We have to, it is a word. We can say something else. We can say hard experiences, not so easy experiences. But we have to admit that it was something, an experience that was not easy to overcome and that was affecting me, my family, the people around me in a way. So behind us, with our parents, with our grandparents, great-grandparents, also, we don't really know what happens with them. We don't really know how hard it was for them to fight in battles, to lose children because they didn't have medicine or they didn't have for them. Or to die, to lose parents, for the children to lose their parents in the war. So we don't really know what happens. People were at that time more poor. It is hard to not have what to eat. So we don't really know what happens with them. But still, we have this inner judge part that is still criticizing our parents from time to time. I don't really know how was my. I can know parts of my mother life or my father life, but I don't really know their life, and I don't really know how hard was for them with their parents and how hard was for my grandparents also. But I still criticize them from time. All the children are doing this. So if we come into the field of constellation and we start to uncover layers of I don't know how to say, of I don't know, layers of energies, or uncover or bring from the unconscious mind to the conscious mind, less, because I'm a psychologist also. Bring from the unconscious mind to the conscious mind the things, the emotions. Sometimes you can feel pain in your body. In a constellation, somebody said, it's something very bad with my right leg. I can feel it, and it's hurting me, but at the same time, I can feel it, but it's still hurting me. And the client said, oh, but my father or my grandfather, I don't remember, lost his leg in the war. So, um, when you're a client and the representation is there for your mother, let's say, and the people that are representing your mother is starting to move, to behave, even to use the same words as your mother, is wired, is scaring sometimes for some people. But still, we have to know that the reality is much more than we understand in these times. It's much more. And I do believe in these days, we start to see deeper, wider. Our consciousness is starting to expand.
Yeah, talk to me about that a little bit more. You said that in the beginning, and I'm hearing that all over, feeling it a little bit myself. What do you think generally is happening? You're feeling, what do you feel?
I feel that we are maybe still preparing ourselves for open our perceptions, because I do believe that our perceptions, they are different from person to person, but I do believe that they become in one moment wider. And I do believe that now we are starting to open our perceptions, the one that we knew, and maybe we as human beings, we do have other perceptions. I do believe that more and more people are starting to be more aware and pay attention to the intuition. More and more people in these days. I do believe that what is happening with us is showing us that we have to come inside and to look what is happening with me, because we were used to for everything. If something was not going well in my life, I will go outside. I will put a blame outside, or I will go to cry outside to friends or to victimize myself, or I will take action to do something outside. I will do everything outside, external, not looking what is happening inside of me. And more people are turning towards themselves, because I do believe that it's time for us to know, to find out, or to remember, maybe this is the right word, to remember how we really are, who we really are. I think we are much more than we remember yet.
Can you just talk to me a little bit about that? Who we are? Convince.
I don't want to enter too much in this subject because I don't really know scientifically, or I can feel, that we are this physical body, which is amazing. And also this physical body is an organism that is not known yet by us as human beings. We do have the soul. We don't really know too much about the soul. We know that we are connected with this huge creation, higher spirit. I don't know, but we don't really know about this. So I do believe, and we all feel it. We all feel it. We all know it. That internal knowing. I do believe that it's time for us to really allow ourselves to stay with the question, with this question, with this well-known question, who am I? But to stay differently until now, to really stay. One of my teacher in constellations said once, just stay with the question. Don't run for the answer. Stay with the question and feel how it feels just by staying with the question, not finding the answer. Yeah, but yes, it is a good life to live. And we have instruments, a lot of instruments to find out who we really are in these times. I told you before that I did a lot of trainings and therapies and psychotherapies, but I do believe that this one, for me, in this moment, this is the most powerful and profound ones. It's my point of view in this moment. Because I experienced a lot this experience, this damn family constellation. I worked a lot. I still work. Before coming here, I just finished another 5 days of supervision, which I'm taking. I finished my trainings in 2013, I believe. But I start to work because I did another training that I finished in 2011. I start to work in 2011. And since then, I'm constantly working with myself in this work. Of course, I'm doing other kind of therapies, like art therapy. I love it a lot. And also, we talk about the fact that we all need to work with ourselves to see what is happening inside us. And we also need to know, or to allow ourselves to feel and to get the information about the people we are working with. Where are they with this inner work? Because if you don't do your inner job, yes, how can you assist somebody else? Yes, you will never finish. Until the end of your life, you'll have your ups and downs and your changings. But still, if you do deeper and deeper work with yourself, you will have clients that will need deeper and deeper work.
It does never end. It's not going to get to a point where do families ever come and do this work together?
Couples are coming. Yeah.
Okay.
And I have some clients that brought the children to me for work, but separate, not together.
And I get the sense, so this isn't a new therapy, but it is catching sort of more attention.
Yeah, it's the attention is new. How is that thing? Because the therapy is not new. I do believe that. I'm not very sure, but I believe that they start to work in very very open and very wild in the world in 90s.
In the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But it seems with whatever's happening in the world, there is a lot more attention and energy going to the kinds of therapy that happen more quickly. A little bit, like rather than the talk therapy where you go for a year, you explore. like rapid transformational therapy, like where there's an action sort of involved in the therapy. That seems like you mentioned art therapy,
Yeah.
hypnotherapy. It
Yeah.
seems like people are realizing like I don't need to go and sit in front of a therapist and feel uncomfortable and try and talk about my feelings. There's this whole new movement of like you can move, you can be brought out through various.
Yeah. And
It is kind of part of that.
It is part of this. It's part of this. Yes. Yes, it is happening. It is a part of the is very deep and very opening. Yes, it is faster than the other ones that I know.
And what sort of like just tell me some stories of the sessions you've held, like some to sort of paint a picture for people.
Yeah, yesterday I remembered a lady that she came. She had two children, a girl and a boy. They were 13 and 14, so teenagers. And they wanted another baby. And she couldn't have another baby. And she came with this issue. And we worked a lot. We worked a lot on these different aspects of her life and family system. But she has now a 3-year-old, very gorgeous, very beautiful daughter.
Wow.
So this is one of another one is a client of mine. She was working in corporate. She had a very good position, but then in one moment she get together with a man, and things starts to move around not too well for her, and then she lost her job, and also we did a lot of work. I cannot say, I will stop here and I will say something. Sometimes you can come to a constellation and you did some steps before, and then this constellation will bring a huge transformation in your life. But then it happens that you have to do some steps. One step, two steps, many steps before the big movements to come. So this happens with this lady also many times. I don't know how many times, but still we worked 1 year. And then she moved in another country. She find a better job. She finds somebody, and of course she come back after a while, and she said, I find somebody, but I realize that I have the same patterns in relationships. So I went to work with my pattern.
Right.
So because we have different aspects of our lives, and we cannot deal with all of them together. We have to take it easy.
Right. And then you may think this is happening to you because I've had therapy. And then, you think, okay, well, I've gotten to a certain point. And then you can tend to think, okay, we've gotten to a great point. Like, oh, I won't need anything else again.
Yeah, but now then we go, even if we are conscious or no, we are growing every day. We are evolving every day. So after a while, after I quit my therapy, or I have a break with these kind of things, after a while I feel that I need again to go and to explore some areas of my life. So I think it's normal, or something came across, and I don't know, maybe. But this is with systemic family constellation. This is the most important thing. That yes, it is more rapid than other kind of therapy. And I told you I'm a psychotherapist also, and I know what I'm talking about. And also, what is important for people to know is that okay, we are working in the family system, in the relational, but we are able to apply this work to the company, to companies, to corporate area, because there are also energies like the department of I don't know, the financial department, the customer department. There are energies there. There are people that are coming together, and they are doing together things, and they are moving energies together. And in doesn't matter how much coaching you are doing, like in organization, we are using more the coaching, yeah? Doesn't matter how much individual coaching you are doing, but in the organization, there are bigger forces than the forces that are acting. Then I can move as an individual. So we have to address the issues of the company from this perspective. There are bigger forces in the company than in an individual.
So it's not just families. You can be working in an
Yeah.
organization. You can, if you were a really forward-thinking person in a company, you would do this for your companies. You would never.
I did this for clients of mine.
Someone will say, "I want you to
Yeah.
come into my company."
Yeah.
And do they say things flow better after that?
For example, I did this for a friend of mine. She has a marketing company, and she told me, I cannot find people. Cannot find people to be able to work in market. So in marketing area. So we did a constellation in a group, and 1 week later, she phoned me and she told me, I find 2 people.
Interesting.
And I'm so pleased with one of these girls. So it happens sometimes like this. Sometimes, no, it takes a longer time.
How long does the typical person come for? How does the typical person sort of do this?
The theory is that you have to leave the constellation to work, because we moved some energies that are stuck there, that are entangled, that block them for we don't know how long. And as we move these energies, they need time to rearrange. So they are saying, the teachers are saying that at least 1 month you have to wait for the constellation to work.
Okay, so you go for a session and you come back maybe a month later.
Yes. But also you might find out that 1 year later, something happens in your life and you remember, okay, this is connected with one constellation that I did last year. Or maybe in 1 week you will have like this. Or an example is a lady, she came for a constellation and she said, I have to work on my relationship with my daughter, because she's living in another town. We are not getting too well together. She's phoning me from time to time, but I want to change this. I want to be closer to her. And in the constellation, turns out that this client, she wasn't connected with her mother. She doesn't respect her mother, because this is the key here in constellation, also to look with respect and to honor the ancestors. And so they get together, she and her mother, and we finish the constellation. And in the evening, she get a phone from her daughter saying that she is going to come for holiday. So these are other times you can finish a constellation and the client can say, I don't have any result. I don't have any, because we are human beings, and sometimes we have certain expectations, and the field is not working like this. The field is saying, okay, you will do this step because this step is good for you in this moment. If you want to do that step, you will not understand anything. And that's why we are trained in this modality to pay attention to the movements of the field. And also, I received one call. Somebody asked me, if I come to your group, I will have my constellation. And I told her I don't know, because we are working back home. We are working 2 days for a workshop. If there are 20 people, if there are 20 people, you cannot do 20 constellation in 2 days. So I explained her how it works. I told her that the field is picking up the constellation because we allow ourselves to feel. And every constellation, will be the best one for everybody in the group. So I explained her, and she said, I've been with my husband to a group of constellation 1 month before, and we've been there, and we didn't work. We were not picked up, and we didn't had any result from the other constellations they don't match with our issues. And I explained her, but I'm not sure that she understood, because we are in the place where we are, every one of us, that actually I asked her, please pay more attention to what happens in that workshop, because if you stay more aware with the constellation, with the issues that were brought there, maybe you will find some connection with your issues, or maybe you will understand more about the process that are happening in your life. Everything is connected with us, and everything has a meaning for ourselves. If we are there and we are seeing, we are participating, we are living a certain experience, that experience is for us and is about us.
So how would you go on it? The group or the single route? Like how do you decide what to do?
If it would be only on me, I would do only groups,
Okay.
because coming together in group, and we have to come together in these days more and more to share together, to be together. It will help very much all of us. We will see and feel and understand from different perspectives. We don't talk as much as we do now in constellation workshops, but it will be more powerful. And I came with an issue in the group. You came with another issue. Somebody else with another issue. And at the end of the workshop, we find out that all of these issues are connected, and all of us raise us up and help us to understand better and to move another step forward. So if it will be for me, I will do only groups. But people, sometimes they want to be too privacy. They want privacy. So then we work individual.
I can see the benefits of that, because one of the things when you're struggling is that you feel like you're only it's only you. And so I think being in that huge group and seeing, it must be, I know of people in my life who sort of, it's like they're the only person going through it.
Yeah.
And I have had too. So
Yeah.
it is lovely when you're in the group session and you can see like, oh my gosh, all these people are having the exact same feeling.
Yes. Or, oh my gosh, my problem is not a problem. What I'm doing.
My friend told me she went to Alcoholics Anonymous, and that's what she thought. Wow, my rock bottom was like pretty good compared to what some other people went through. Okay, well, listen, I can't thank you enough for speaking to me. Is there anything you'd really like to say about it that I've missed?
The only thing I want to say to anybody is just allow yourself to receive life as it comes, and to become a searcher. It's the right word. A searcher in your life for yourself to find out who you really are. Doesn't matter the techniques, the modality, the therapy that you are using, but keep in mind, don't run away from the hard therapies. Don't go only with the softened ones, because it's not enough. You have to face what it is there, and then from that point to go on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really powerful.
Thank you very much.
Hotflash Inc. was created and is hosted by Ann Marie McQueen, produced and edited by Sonia Mack. The information contained in this podcast is intended for informational purposes only and is not intended for the purpose of diagnosing, treating, curing, or preventing any disease. Before using any products referenced on the podcast, consult with your healthcare provider, read all labels, and heed all directions and cautions that accompany the products. Information received through the podcast should not be used in place of a consultation or advice from a healthcare provider. If you suspect you have a medical problem, i.e. menopause or anything else, or any healthcare questions, please promptly see your healthcare provider. This podcast, including Ann Marie McQueen and any producers or editors, disclaim any responsibility from any possible adverse effects from the use of any information contained herein. Opinions of guests on this podcast are their own, and the podcast does not endorse or accept responsibility for statements made by guests. This podcast does not make any representations or warranties about a guest's qualifications or credibility. This podcast may contain paid endorsements and advertisements for products or services. Individuals on this podcast may have direct or indirect financial interest in products or services referred to herein. This podcast is owned by Hotflash Inc. Media.